Mr. Speaker, the Liberals' inflation is the slow undoing of a family's dignity. Yet this government keeps driving the deficit higher with reckless inflationary spending that is even worse than Trudeau's. We already know, based on last year's economic statement, that the deficit was $62 billion. And now, unfortunately, Canadians are bracing for something even larger. And what do the Liberals tell us? Don't worry, they're investments. As a banking professional, I find that insulting. You can dress it up as operating versus capital, but that doesn't change the reality of the bank statement of a single mother, where groceries have doubled, where rent has doubled. She has to decide whether she feeds her children or pays her rent. We know the statistics. Food inflation is now running 70% above target. Coffee is up 28%. Fresh and frozen beef is up 12%. And even infant formula is up 7%. But the statistics don't tell the full story. This summer, I sent a survey to my constituents in Newmarket, Aurora, and I received hundreds and hundreds of answers. And the answers broke my heart. Here are some of them. A young family told me, we are a combined income household of 6 figures, working long hours, and we are still struggling with affordability. Another family said the cost of living has gone too high. My mortgage is now 3 times higher. A senior wrote, I have to keep working because my pension and my old age security are not enough to cover my bills. And in fact, there was another senior, Mr. Speaker, who shared with me an anecdote. He said, you know, when I was little, my father taught me to work very hard and to give it my all so that I can achieve what I want. And the fact is, I gave it my all, and I'm still unable to afford my house and my food. Mr. Speaker, these are not isolated cases. They are the everyday reality of Canadians across this country. And yet, after years of warning, this Liberal government shrugs. They put forward a 1% tax cut and call it a relief, while families sink deeper and deeper into debt and despair. Canadians are not asking for much. They're not asking for handouts. They're asking for a government that will hear their plea, restore affordability, and give them back the hope of a future where work pays, where savings count, and where they can stand on their own 2 feet. The Liberals spend, they smile, and they strip families of their basic necessities with no fiscal anchor in sight. Last spring, I asked the Minister of Jobs and Families whether the Liberals will finally table a budget and reduce spending. But the answer was clear. No budget, no discipline, and more broken promises. Canadians deserve the truth about the cost of this government's recklessness. Because it's not the Prime Minister paying for broken promises, it's Canadian families. Mr. Speaker, what is the deficit going to be this year? 70 billion, 80 billion, 100 billion? So I ask again, will the Liberals keep asking parents to pay for their broken promises?
L'honorable secrétaire parlementaire.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary for the Minister of Industry.
The rate of inflation in the month of August was 1.9%. However, I agree with the opposite member, statistics don't tell the whole story. Our government is focused on building a stronger economy and delivering for Canadians. We are continuing to move forward with a plan to bring down costs so Canadians can keep more of their paychecks to spend where it matters most. We know that the cost of living is top of mind for Canadians. That's why early this year we delivered landmark legislation designed to help make life more affordable for Canadians. We introduced a middle-class tax cut, which will provide relief for nearly 22 million Canadians, that will cost the public treasury $25 billion or $27 billion over 5 years. It is not insignificant. We also removed the GST for the first-time home buyers on new homes valued of up to $1 million, saving them up to $50,000, and lowered the GST for first-time home buyers on new homes valued between $1 million and $1.5 million. These measures built upon other legislative achievements that we have passed despite conservative opposition. Childcare agreements, which will by 2026 bring down to $10 a day on average the cost of childcare in this country, which is one of the most important issues for young families, helping more women enter and remain in the labor force. Pharmacare, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, pharmacare agreements that will lower the costs of prescription drugs for Canadians, and the Canadian Dental Care Plan, which has also helped over 1.7 million Canadians. With these measures, we are delivering lower taxes, bringing down costs, and putting more money back in the pockets of Canadians. Conservatives have a chance to support these measures to make life more affordable for Canadians. Mr. Speaker, but as always, they decided not to do that. That's one of the reasons, Mr. Speaker, Canadians trusted us to release the next federal budget, which my colleague has announced. It will be on November 4th. So there will be a budget on November 4th. Budget 25 will seize upon the generational opportunity to transform our economy through ambitious investments and rigorous discipline, ensuring every dollar goes further to build the strongest economy in the G7. It will invest in housing and infrastructure, catalyze private investment, and strengthen partnerships with trusted allies. This will be a budget to truly meet the moment and to build the strongest economy at the G7. Truly, Canada is the North, strong and free. This is how we will create high-paying careers, grow our industries, protect our jobs, tap into new markets, and build more resilient supply chains. Mr. Speaker, the government will provide additional details on November 4th, Budget Day.
The Honourable Member for Newmarket, Aurora.
Mr. Speaker, I received no answer to my question. How much will the deficit be? Let me remind the member that it was the Liberal government that has been in power for the last 10 years. They are the reason why we have the statistics that we do. I also want to point out, Mr. Speaker, that this government, this Liberal government, likes to wrap itself in its social programs as if these slogans were solutions, as if these programs were actually solutions. But the fact is that their reckless economic policies have left Canadians poorer. Families cannot afford a home, they cannot afford groceries, they can't see a future for their children. Our economy is dead last in the G7. And what is the Liberals' answer? Celebrating more dependence, more reliance on the state, as if the highest aspiration of a Canadian is to beg for government help. Conservatives reject that. We want a Canada where people stand tall, earn their success, and can feel the pride in putting food on their...
I have to interrupt the member to allow the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to Minister of Industry to respond.
Mr. Speaker, our economy is under attack from what we thought was a trusted neighbor. It is that fact, it is that has led to the economic difficulties we've had this year. It is not government spending that is leading to inflation. It is the reckless politics and the reckless actions, then the reckless actions of our neighbors to the south. Now, Mr. Speaker, also the deficit will be known on November 4th. And I will end with this, Mr. Speaker, and I think many Canadians will agree. Social programs are not slogans. Social programs are important and are a main feature of what makes Canada, Canada.